Michelle is a musician with albums released as Everyone Except Me and artist behind the post-apocalyptic webcomic Stray Cats. She's kind, a bit shy, and furiously creative. Henrique is a filmmaker with over 24 films and TV shows as producer, director, and occasionally host. He also released a couple of music albums. He's bombastic, larger than life, and tenacious almost to a fault. Together, they've been best friends for a decade. This show is awkward.
So, Michelle.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
Going good.
Why would you? You're clearly lying.
No, it's fine.
Michelle's having a rare day. So I mean, we talk about what's going on in our lives, and yours is out of control at the moment. So
I don't know.
So, well, you have a worker in your house right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, which I was impressed that you wanted to flex by being like, look, if you just stay down there, I got to record a podcast. So
don't make me feel weirder
I'm
than I already
important,
do.
so I need to do important things. You might know me as #Michelle.
Just #Michelle.
Yeah, that's you. That's you. So, so what's going on at your place right now? You had 2 workers there today.
Mm-hmm. So basically, I had an appointment today just to have a water pressure regulator put in, which I feel like I said last week.
Yeah, we talked last week about how you got freaked out about your water pressure. I mean, being really high.
So yeah, and then I bought a little gauge and I put it on the pipe, and then it was like, wow, it's really high. It's like 110 to 120 psi, which is, if you don't remember from the last time, your water pressure should be between 40 and 80 psi. Any more than 100 and you're going to damage your fixtures and your pipes and have leaks and stuff. So I was like, okay guys, come back out and put it in. So the guy came back and put it in, no big deal, but also before he got there, my Pico, my electric and gas company, knocked on my door and was like, okay, we're just going to put your new water meter in right now. I mean, your new gas meter in right now. And I was like, oh, like you did ask me to call you, and I did, and then you never responded to me, but okay. So they're like, yeah, and I was like, but I have a plumber coming, and they're like, ah. So they like dug up all the ground outside in my garden, which they put back, which is sad because that dirt is too close to the bottom of my floor, basically, and could damage my house, so I have to move it. But that's not their fault. That's whoever did that's fault.
Okay.
In the past. So they were digging and stuff like that. And then my plumber left. And then they were still doing stuff. And they came in my house. No, well, first I was like, wow, I smell gas. So I went over to my stove, and my stove was just like pouring out gas. And I was like, okay, let me just open the windows.
So Michelle has a gas range stove, but she has one that is always lit.
Yeah, it's the pilot light kind.
Yeah, which I had never seen until I came to your place.
That's really, really interesting. Because
I was always used to the ones where I go click, 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 click.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the newer kind.
That's what I'm used to. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just on all the time. My stove is always warm. So gas just coming into my house. I'm like, okay, I'll open some windows. And then I was like about to go outside and be like, did you guys turn my gas back on? And the guys like came and they were like, we're gonna do stuff. We gotta see a thing in your basement. So they saw a thing in my basement, and I looked, and they were like, we'll be back in a minute. So then they came back and they like stood in my kitchen for like 10 minutes. I don't know what was going on in that time, because like I went in and I was like, is everything okay? And they're like, yeah, we're just putting your pilot lights back on. It's like, it takes like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So they did that, and then they went in my basement and they were down there for a while, and then one of them came up and was like, hey, the other guy wants to talk to you about your water heater. So we went downstairs and he's like, yeah, so when I put this little candle around where the vent connects to the water heater, it blows out, which means, not like a match, that is, which means that, I don't know what he said, but basically it means that my water heater is backdrafting carbon monoxide into the room.
Yes, which is not ideal.
No, not really.
You want the least amount of carbon monoxide in your home possible.
Yeah. So yeah, but then he like did it again and he was like, oh, it's fine. And then he was like, let me do it again. And then it went out again. And I was like, okay, fine. So, and he was like, yeah, maybe there's like something caught in like the pipe or something. I was like, no. Like my chimney liner is destroyed. Like that's what it is. It's, and he's like, yeah, I never know. But I have to red tag it. And I was like, fine. So then they turned off my hot water and then left. And so then I went to H Mart and then I came back and I was like, oh, I need to call a plumber because I don't have any hot water.
Yeah, about that.
So now I have a plumber here again, because I'm not going to have hot water until tomorrow because they don't have time for me until tomorrow. So.
When do you even use hot water? Like you use hot water like 2 times a week?
So I was gonna run my dishwasher, so I'm not doing that. So
I forget how fancy you are. Yeah.
By hand.
I remember Michelle before you had this big fancy house who used to wash all of her dishes by hand like the plebeians of the world used to live this bohemian lifestyle.
I still wash most of my dishes by hand, but if I cook dinner, I normally do like dishes because I don't really enjoy cleaning pots and I have not ever.
No, that's for the lesser people.
But I also can't like wash my dishes in hot water either. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean it's not the end of the world. It's not like I've never washed them in cold. It actually takes so long for the hot water to get to me that I usually wash after them in cold anyway.
Yeah.
But I was gonna shower.
Okay.
I still might.
Okay.
It's been really hard.
I like a cold shower, but
I don't.
I know. You ever heard the joke about washing dishes with cold water?
No.
So this kid goes to his uncle who lives out on the farm and to stay there for a week. And his parents warned him before he gets there, like, you got to understand, he doesn't live like we do. He roughs it a little bit. Like he doesn't have all the conveniences we have. And that's the way he likes it. So just try your best to roll with it if he doesn't quite, live up to your like city life. And so the kid's like, okay, mom and dad, like I'll be respectful. So one night when they're eating food out of a dish, he notices that there's like some gunk, like not quite clean on the dish. And he goes, and the uncle goes, something wrong? And he's like, oh, no, it's just my dish is a little dirty. And he's like, well, I mean, what do you expect with cold water? So later he's eating breakfast the next morning. He notices that there's some like leftover egg in the corner of his dish from like another day. And he goes, oh man. And his uncle's like, I'm sorry, but it's the best you can get with just cold water. Mm-hmm. So then when he's done eating dinner, or he's done eating his breakfast, he hands the dishes to his uncle and his uncle's like, all right, I'll take care of these. And he opens up the back door and sets it down and goes, here, cold water.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's such a great old joke. So yeah, you should just use cold water. The dog.
Yeah, I don't have that dog though.
Well, I've been telling you need a dog for like a long time.
Yeah, I know, but I mean I could just use Gigs to clean the place.
Gigs would probably do a good job.
Yeah. And she's got, the little hairs that stand up on her tongue when she wants them to, so she can scrub.
Yeah, really scrubbing, like a specialty sponge. It's got the special scrubbing spikes.
Yeah,
gets dirt and grime. So no, but I'm sorry that it's been such an eventful day for you.
Yeah, me too. I just wanted to clean the gutter that's dirty. That's all I wanted to do today. Well, and not spend $5,000. So.
Do you have to get a brand new water heater?
So this is the situation. Okay. This is like what the deal is. So my water heater used to share a chimney with my boiler that I use to heat the water in the pipes to make my house warm. Boiler.
Right.
And then the previous owner decided they wanted to get a high efficiency boiler. And high efficiency boilers don't go up chimneys, they go out the side of your house. Like they have this thing that they do where they like cool all the little gases down, and then it makes condensate, and then it goes out the pipe and stuff. I don't really understand that, but it does that. But the problem is when you do that with a water heater. No, I'm sorry. When you do that with the boiler, you leave the water heater all alone going up the chimney by itself, and it's not as hot anymore in the chimney. And the chimney gets, because you're just putting a little bit of like warm carbon monoxide up there. The chimney is cold now, and the thing is hot. So then there's condensation on the inside of the chimney, and then it destroys the liner. So it destroyed my liner. So my liner is a disaster. So my water heater is fine, except that it's old. It's got like maybe a year left of life. Okay. So the thing is, what I could do is I could reline the chimney and just wait until this problem happens again. Or I could get a water heater that vents out the side of my house now.
Yeah, I would probably go with the water heater. The water heater. Sorry, water heater.
I definitely am not saying whatever that you said.
Water heater?
I didn't say that.
Water heater?
No.
I'm pretty sure I heard you say water heater.
No.
Water heater. Gotta get that warm water. So, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm luckily you're prepared. You're always kind of ready for home disasters. Really, you're just prepared for disasters. You're like, well, this is going to go badly. Better start preparing now. And then like 9 years goes by. But then when it happens, you're like, I knew it. That's Michelle in a nutshell, if I may say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of you. So I'm sorry though. I'd be very stressed out.
Yeah.
So
I'm not like thrilled. I don't remember if I had said on the show or not, but I was trying to price out a water heater earlier. And then I was like, I'm gonna wait. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get to wait.
No, we talked about that a little, because I'm mad that you don't want the water heater that just does like on demand unlimited water.
Yeah, I did kind of decide I wanted that, but it's very expensive. So
how much are those running?
I don't know. They're just more expensive.
You just assumed.
Yeah. No, I mean they're generally more expensive.
You're like, they're more expensive. They're $8 more.
Yeah.
I checked. No, yeah, I mean my water heater is fine. So it seems to work well. I don't know exactly how old it is.
Do you remember it getting put in?
No.
Then it's really old.
It's probably really old.
You should be careful with that.
I keep an eye on it.
You know what happens when they die, right?
Do they explode?
Well, like yeah. I mean, they don't explode like pressurized explosion. They like come apart at the bottom, and then just water just comes out everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did know that. Remember, because I had that condensation issue, and I thought it was my water heater dying.
Yeah.
Because I heard splashes and splishes in the spot where my water heater is. Heater.
I'm not saying that.
I think you are.
I am not saying Wudder heater.
We heard it. There was nothing different about what you just said. So, Wudder heater. But no, but no, I thought that was my water heater going. So, yeah. I mean, we haven't had to have my water heater. God damn it. Now I can't stop saying it like that. I haven't had it looked at in a long time, but it hasn't needed to be looked at in a long time. I've never had an issue with it.
I mean, they generally don't have issues until they just stop working.
Yeah.
So,
my plumber, when he was here doing some work, he didn't notice anything wrong. So, I mean, because the work he was doing was directly next to the water heater, because he was fixing the valve that goes to the outside hose. So, which ties into, my day, because you see, everybody has different days. Like, for instance, Michelle has to buy a new water heater, and it's going to be really expensive and stressful. I got an inflatable hot tub. in the mail today.
Yay!
Which I almost don't even want to admit because I feel like I feel like it was such a waste of money, but I wanted it so bad. Did I even talk about it on the show last year?
I don't know if you.
I feel like I was too ashamed to admit that
Yeah.
all I wanted in the world was an inflatable hot tub. So here's the deal for those who don't know. So inflatable hot tubs or inflatable spas are very popular on the internet. I've never found a review where somebody was like, I bought this and I wish I hadn't. I literally have not found one where somebody was like, I wish I hadn't bought it. I found ones where people were like, I bought this and it was faulty. And then once it was replaced, I loved it. That's the worst review I've read of them.
Mm-hmm.
They inflate like an inflatable pool, but they're a hot tub instead. And they come with a basic heater and they're portable. Although most people just set them up and don't move them around, obviously, because it holds 280 gallons of water, which I think is a lot of weight. Now I need to know is how many.
I think we did look this up at one point.
Oh yeah, well that was because of my kiddie pool.
Oh, right.
Where you were like, just scoot it over, and then it turned out it weighed like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
So 1 pound. Oh my god. I love that I typed that in there and it didn't like tell me. Okay, 280 gallons to pounds. Okay, so it's 2,336 pounds.
Wow.
So a little heavy. I guess I don't have to worry about it blowing away. But no, so you fill it up with air. And the cool thing is the machine I haven't done it yet, so I'm talking like I know, but I've watched people assemble it a bunch. So the thing that runs it also inflates it. You just attach a different thingy to it, and then it inflates it up. It has bubble jets, although they're not quite like what hot tubs have. They're, a little bit different. And I've seen a lot of people say that they've had them for 4 years, 5 years, and they're fine.
Mm-hmm.
It can heat the water up to 104 degrees. So during lockdown last year, all I wanted in the fucking world was one of these spas. And you remember, because I was always talking about like, should I just do it? Should I just buy one? And the reason I didn't buy one was not that it was financially reckless, which is what should have been the reason not to buy it. It was because during lockdown, they were in such high demand, the price was doubled. So these usually go for $500, $600, maybe $700, depending on the size and brand. I remember at one point I couldn't find one for less than $1,300, and I even debated paying it, but I was like, forget that. Like, it's just not like I want it really bad, but I don't want to pay more than double.
That's like 4.5 or 4 water heaters. No, I don't know. The
it's
other way around.
It's a fourth of a water heater.
Yeah, the other way around.
It's a fourth of a water heater. So, but no, so I bought this thing and it actually arrived today. They've told me it was going to arrive Monday, but then they were like, no, it'll arrive Thursday. And then it arrived today. Hooray.
Yay.
But of course it's nasty and raining. So, but I am setting that fucking thing up today, period. So I am, from what I've read, it'll take me about a half an hour to set it up tops, and then 3 hours, maybe 4 hours to fill it.
Wow.
So I'm excited. Okay. My body aches a lot, especially after having COVID, and I cannot wait to just soak and feel that go away a little bit. I've been reading a lot about hot water therapy, and there's lots of like major benefits to your circulation, to your sleep, all kinds of stuff from soaking in very hot water. So I want to do it. Okay, so I got it. I shouldn't have bought it. Okay, full disclosure, I'm not really in like a great financial spot, but I was able to finance it. So I said, screw it, and bought it. Is everything okay? You were furrowing your brow and you just punched your microphone.
Oh no, there was a hair on my face. And I was trying to figure out where it was. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. No, but so that's, the big deal in my life is I have this inflatable hot tub and I am going to assemble it and I am going to enjoy it. Maybe not. I don't know about tonight because it takes hours to heat up because it's a 120 volt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it does take a while to get hot. Okay. Because for those who don't know, a real hot tub would cost you between, depending on your luck, $1,200 and $3,000 just for the tub. Then you'd need to put down a concrete slab to put the tub on. Then you would need an electrician to run you a dedicated 220 line to it.
Mhm.
And then I think you'd be pretty much done. So, conservatively $3,000 up all the way up to $10,000, depending on how fancy you're making your hot tub. $500, I'm going to soak in hot water, and everybody, and I'm going to put bromide in it, or bromine, probably not bromide. That would be dangerous, but bromine in it. And I'm going to soak in it, and I'm going to feel like a Kennedy.
Yeah. That sounds terrible.
You don't like sitting in a hot tub?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so? Have you ever sat in a hot tub?
I don't know. Maybe.
What is this? What kind of answer is that?
I think I probably have.
That you would remember if you've ever sat in a hot tub.
I think I have. I think maybe my family in Florida had. I don't know.
When you visit Ohio, you're soaking in the hot tub. There's no. You just have to. I'm sorry. You just have to. And if you don't bring your own bathing suit, I will get the most embarrassing bathing suit to just be waiting for you. I don't know how. I guess it would just have like anime stuff on it, I guess.
All bathing suits are embarrassing. It doesn't actually matter what's on them.
All bathing suits are embarrassing if you believe. But so I know that this is like a silly thing. And one of the things that people have pointed out on the internet is they're like, a lot of people think this stuff is pretty ghetto, like having an inflatable spa in your backyard or whatever. But like, also I think it's hilarious that they're like, it's a portable spa. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, as long as you have electricity and like a source of a lot of water, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you don't like soaking in hot water. Hot water doesn't make your muscles feel better. It doesn't make you relax. Doesn't make you. You don't know.
My muscles feel okay. I don't
Must be
know.
Nice.
Sorry.
Must be nice. So I'm excited about it, and in a way, I bought it to. Last week, I celebrated my 7 years making movies for a living. So I decided, you know what, I deserve this, especially after everything I put myself through getting this new movie done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, by the time you guys are listening to this, that movie will be wrapped. We wrap it in just a couple of days. The weather has turned in our favor so far, except it's going to be 88 fucking degrees.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have to keep up the battle against heat exhaustion. So for those keeping score at home, we had 2 days of over 85 degrees. Then we had 1 day at 41 degrees and a second day at 55 degrees. Then 1 day of 87 degrees. Wow. And now we're going to have 1 day of 88 or 89. So hopefully we'll wrap early so everybody doesn't get heat exhaustion. Also, the other day when we filmed, my friggin' nice cooler, although it's old as sin, sprung a leak. So all of our drinks were like cold enough, but like it was losing all the cold water in it. Was just it's a nightmare.
Not good.
No, it was not good. So, but otherwise the movie's been going well. I shot my cameo for it, which was an experience. I don't really memorize lines. I have like just really fast retention. So I read it like 3 times and then I retain it just long enough to say it twice or whatever, and then it's gone. And that's how I act. I don't have much in the way of memorization. So, but yeah, so hopefully that'll all wrap up soon. But I'm just looking forward to soaking because my joints ache. I definitely, I'm feeling a lot better today, but I definitely, after working all day on the sets, I definitely feel my lungs suck again. Mm-hmm. Which really sucks.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. It's just hard because like I don't want everybody to be like, oh God, Henrique's sick, but I also don't want everybody to be like, oh God, Henrique's lazy. Because like there are times when I'm sitting while everybody's lifting heavy things, and that's on purpose. I actually like I'm supposed to consciously sit and think, how much physical activity have I had today, so that I can be ready to work so I can make it to the end of the day working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And but yeah, so it's extra good when that happens. But the best is when I don't want anyone to notice that I'm not feeling well. Mm-hmm. So I try to like slyly use my inhaler, which is extra good because have you ever used an inhaler, Michelle?
No.
I mean, it's great for my lungs and everything. It's an over-the-counter inhaler. It's not the most powerful medicine in the world, but it definitely irritates your throat for a little bit, like maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes after. So it's great because you'll like look and hope nobody notices, and then everybody looks at you because you're sick and you're taking medicine, and then you go, dude, don't even worry about it. And then for the next 10 minutes while you're working, you're going, which I didn't even have a cough from getting COVID. It's strictly a cough from the way the stuff in the inhaler makes my throat feel when my lungs loosen up but it's worth it because my lungs loosen up and feel a lot better. Excuse me, I hiccuped. And for the record, I haven't really been using my inhaler except on set.
Okay.
So that's a good sign though. I mean, I'm really only using it when I'm like heavily physically exerting my energy. So I'm doing fine, everybody. Thank you for the people who've checked in. Also, I want to mention a few people have pointed out that I admitted, copped up to dyeing my beard. And a few people of varying genders have mentioned that they like gray in people's beards. You know, they're like, oh, I like it a lot, you know, whether it, you know, be a man, woman, or whatever is in between. And my response is, stop shaming me. This is for me. This is how I believe I look my best. And I am not an object of your obsession, okay? But no, thank you for chiming in. I do appreciate somebody saying, like, you don't need to do that to look good. Thank you. But I do like the way I look this way. I think in 2 more years when I have more gray, I'll like it more. But this small amount of gray is just not working for me. It's just not working. And the random patches and stuff. So we've covered a lot of important ground there. But yes, so I will be soaking in my hot tub. I also want to point out, I'm going to feature said hot tub in Babysitter Massacre 2, which we will be, I mean, not right away, but very soon we'll be doing that. Because once we wrap this movie, I need a few weeks of rest, a few weeks to kind of figure out how I'm doing health-wise to decide exactly how I want to tackle Babysitter Massacre 2. And then we'll start prepping to do it. But I wrote the hot tub into that film. I'm also going to do some live streams from the hot tub. So it is a tax write-off, baby. It is.
My hot water heater's not a tax write-off.
Well, you talked about it on the show.
I don't think that works like that.
It probably does not.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If I like have my business out of my home and I hurry up and start it this year, is it a tax write-off?
You get to write off square footage, which can really help.
I know, but it's not.
I'm sorry you can't write off your water heater. Well, I mean, you know what? You could make an instructional video, just film the guy doing it, and then release it on YouTube, and then you could try to claim it's a tax write-off. I mean, will it be challenged is the real question. So, well, and my world of tax write-offs are really weird because I write off things that most people write off, but then I write off, you know, cowboy pistols and pairs of boots, because the rule is if it appears on screen, then it is a write-off. Period. As long as it appears on screen. That's really what it comes down to.
Do you want to feature my water heater on screen?
But then I would get the tax write-off and not you.
You could give it to me?
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, you're right. But at least one of us would be happy.
My tax write-off. But no, I mean, but it is funny that's like how it works. Sometimes I feel weird when I'm writing off things. But you know, you can't cut the IRS a break because they'll never cut you a break. So you need to make sure you write off everything that is legitimately for your business. So, but it is funny when it's like, okay, so I spent $140 on cowboy hat. I spent, you know, it's like, write it off.
Yeah.
And food, you know, feeding the crew and stuff. Hundreds of dollars worth of like cold cuts and lunch meat and pizza and cheese and mayonnaise and stuff like that. It's true though. It's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But it does always feel weird. I'm always like, I have to be able to write this stuff off because literally this is what I'm spending all the money on to make the movies. So, but yeah, so hot tub will be featured in at least 2 projects, will be a tax write-off. Bang, bang, bang. So what is it, Michelle? You're looking around. Do
I'm
you
just
think your
hearing
plumber's
sounds.
done?
I don't know. I mean, he will come up the stairs when he is. I was like, because he's like, you want me to like text you? And I was like, no, just come up. Like, it's really informal. It's
No,
fine.
just come up. I'm just doing a podcast right now. That's all. I'm just doing a podcast right now.
You know,
And not like a guest appearance. This is my podcast.
you know, I'm having a really bad day.
No, I'm
I
sorry.
was just trying to fit in our podcast.
I know. Michelle, we like pushed back the time and then moved it to tomorrow and then moved it back to today. I don't mind being accommodating. I'm like not allowed to work very hard the next couple of days because of the shoot coming up. So like today I was only going to do this and then try to get the hot tub together, which is really fun, by the way, using a leaf blower on wet leaves. Like soaking wet leaves.
I figure that's probably what I'll have to do to my gutter. So.
Oh, and you knew your gutter was dirty because you flew your drone to it, right?
No. I knew it because I can see it from my window. But I did see my other gutter that was clean from a drone. So
Michelle bought a drone to aid in her home inspection.
Yeah.
You look so sad. That's a write-off. You'll get to write that off your taxes.
But what if I don't actually do anything this year, business-wise?
I don't think that matters.
So I just write it off and I'll be negative?
That happens all the time.
Loss. Okay, fine. I'll write it off.
I mean, let me put it to you this way. Like, when I raised the Kickstarter money on Babysitter Massacre, we didn't shoot any of the movie the same year that we raised the money. I still had to pay taxes on the money we raised for that year. So
I more meant like I don't know that I'll have a business up and running by the end of the year.
But you should be writing off things you invest in, even a speculative business.
Okay.
I mean, that's my opinion.
Okay, fine.
If you were able to spend money to, like, it shouldn't matter if you never complete the classes. If you didn't complete the classes, that doesn't matter because you intended to invest this.
Okay.
Now, if you get an audit, it would suck, but I don't think you will. It's not like you're writing off like Ferraris and helicopters. You know, you bought a drone, a sub $1,000 drone. It's going to be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
But what was it like flying a drone? Was it fun?
Okay. It was just a little bit weird. I don't really know what I'm doing yet, totally. And I didn't fly it into a tree, but I wanted to. So.
Why did you want to?
I don't know. I wanted to start in my front yard, but then I went to my front yard and realized that it is all trees. So I had to go to my backyard. But I wanted to go into my neighbor's trees because I want to see the cool things that are growing out of their gutters, which I believe are little trees.
Yeah.
So
I had those once.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never notice how much the tree cover really is until you have a drone that you need to take off straight up in the sky. Then you're like, oh, there's actually branches like over top of me everywhere.
Yeah. And like wires and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wires are real fun. And we own the exact same drone. So that one's actually really nice to fly. It's pretty fun. I think that next weekend when I'm not filming anymore, I may just go out and fly the drone.
Yeah,
and just have a day of, I've got 3 batteries, which gives me about 25 minutes each. So I'll just fly the drone until all the batteries are dead and then I'll go home.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, probably. So, well, I'm sorry about your water heater, Michelle. I would like to publicly offer you dinner. Do you want me to buy you some dinner?
It's okay. You don't have to.
I know I don't have to. I would like to buy you dinner.
But now on the podcast?
I mean, what? You want me to ask the people listening to buy you dinner instead? That's a little exploitive, isn't it?
I mean, even if it wasn't, they're not going to be able to buy it today, are they?
I'll spot them. We'll talk about it off the show, but you had a hard day. I want to do something nice for you. So I'm sorry that I want to be nice.
Thanks for listening. You can email us at thisshowIsAwkward@gmail.com or go to awkwardshow.com or whatever. See you next time.